Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for Dynamite post show review. Dynamite was an excellent show tonight. We are starting the build towards Full Gear pay-per-view, which is going to be a fantastic event. So Dynamite, we had the fallout from WrestleDream pay-per-view. Stories are moving forward towards Full Gear. So tonight we started off with the Trios title match between the Opps versus the Hurt Syndicate. Very good opening contest. As this felt like a preview of a rematch we could get down the line. The Opps had turned heel on WrestleDream, so I think they were gonna win this match and retain their titles, and that is exactly what happened. The result though makes me think that the never-ending Syndicate versus Demand feud is going to continue, because we saw Ricochet just distracting MVP, and Coquina Clutch was locked in on MVP by Samoa Joe, and he just passed out. So I think Demand and Syndicate will continue their feud. Post-match, Tony Schiavone comes to the ring, and Joe explained his action. He mocked San Antonio crowd, and Heel Joe is back. So it's gonna be very good to see the Heel Joe version on AEW television. So next up, Darby Allin makes his entrance carrying the AEW flag he brought to Mount Everest and also used to choke out John Moxley last weekend. He said about before he climbed Everest, many said he was irresponsible, but he said he could die for this company. And Alan says, knowing that Death Riders won't go away as long as they are breathing, Alan isn't afraid far behind. So that was a short and sweet promo from Darby Allin. Next up, we got the women's tag team match: Megan Min, Penelope Ford versus Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter versus Willow and Harley Cameron versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. All these teams, I think, will be involved in the AEW tag team tournament, so they get a preview of that tonight as well. Action packed chaos tag team that had everyone getting a last bit of offense. I think Hater and Aminata looks very good. I should give credit to Ford and Bain as well, who despite the loss looked very good. And this is also continuing uh, the build towards women's blood and guts. So I think this was a very good tag team showcase match for all the ladies in the women's tag team tournament. Chater took the mic and said they are not waiting to pick who they want in the first round, and they called out Blue and Heart for the first round. So winner gets to choose his first opponent in the tournament, and we got Jimmy Hatter and Queen Aminata versus the Sister of Sins for the first round. We saw Young Bucks outside Tony's office, and Renee approaches. Renee is loving this. Khan finally opened his door and said, "How about this weekend on Collision for a $400,000 match? Jet Speed and Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks and FTR." So FTR walk out of the Khan's locker room. They shake hands. Stokely said the holidays are coming up and give Nick Jackson $1, which he pocketed. So that was very funny. Next up, we saw Mercedes Monet 12 belts celebration. Renee was in the ring. Mini Monet popped up and started dancing. Monet gets his entrance. All the belt boys are with him, with her. Monet asks Harley Cameron what the hell she thinks she is doing, and into the cake. So that was very interesting to see the storyline with the Mini Monet. And Chris Statlander then appeared, dropped Monet face first into the cake before choke slamming Monet through the table. So we get that match official for Full Gear. It's gonna be Mercedes Monet and Chris Statlander for the Women's World Championship on Full Gear. So that is also official for Full Gear pay-per-view. Next up, we got John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. I really enjoyed this match. Moxley panicked every time he was caught in a submission, and we are showing this story and building the story that if Moxley don't have his backup, he gets panicked and he gets frustrated. And Danielson is just building this story on commentary very well as well, and he ultimately did what was needed to not have to tap out, and he just shove the referee and get disqualified. And Danielson said even via disqualification this was O'Reilly's biggest win in AEW, and I think we're building towards that story. Moxley getting frustrated and if he don't have his backup, so this is gonna be a very good interesting story to follow. I think this will continue to make John Moxley a babyface and kicked out of the Death Riders as well. So I loving this story they are telling on television. So next up we got the trios match, Death Riders versus Roderick Strong and Conglomeration. Your party match of the week, and this wound up being a week for to forget for the Death Riders. Uh, Even if we are building towards Blood and Guts, it's gonna be Conglomeration, and I think it's gonna be the Death Riders. And Darby could join the Conglomeration for the Blood and Guts match as well. So I think that was a preview of that as well. We are building. So post match we saw Pac attack Briscoe, but Ishii made the save as both of them slugging it out in the ring. John Moxley is back ringside for distraction. Kyle O'Reilly tried to make the save but was attacked as well. Cassidy comes out, Darby comes out, and all the teams are here. And Allen staring down that thread at ringside to end the chaos. So I think Blood and Guts men's side is gonna be this match, that Traders versus Conglomeration. Next up, we saw Kyle Fletcher came out to the ring with Don Callis. Fletcher uh, bragged about that he has defended TNT Championship 6 times in a few weeks, and then Briscoe comes out. Fletcher said he can beat Briscoe 100 times. I think this feud will continue. We might get a best of 7 series between these two. We saw 5 matches already gone. I think 2 matches remaining for a best of 7 series. So we can get. I think we can get that out as well, and Briscoe might win the championship at World's End maybe. So we'll see. And we got the brackets for the women's tag titles as well. First round matches are Queen Aminata and Jimmy Hater, as we know, versus Julie Hart and Sky Blue. Willow and Harley versus Mercedes and Athena. That was a very strong team. Alex Windsor and Riho versus Timeless 27 Minya Shirakawa, and Megan Bain and Penelope Ford versus TJ. So very stacked tournament, I think so. And in the main event we saw Okada and Bandido for the Unified Championship. This should come to the surprise of no one that this match was excellent. The crowd was so loudly behind Bandido and wanting the new unified champion that they just uh, they just cheered all the near falls from Bandido. Bandido has done such a great job in selling the bad shoulder, and I think he looked very great. Okada, as you know, always looked fantastic. Bandido again ducked the Rainmaker and delivered one of his own, which caused the crowd to go nuts. Bandido hits X-Knee Flash once more, tried 21 plex, but Okada was out too far, so Bandido flipped onto his feet, right in position for Okada to finally hit a Rainmaker to get the pin. So Okada retains and story continues. Post-match, Callis family comes out to celebrate, and Takeshita's music hit and he comes out with his IWGP Championship, slowly walks down the aisle, not talking, taking his eye off Okada, and they go face to face in the ring. So I think this is continuing, and I think we might get a championship match between these two at Full Gear for Unified Championship, and then this might go one or two ways. Might be Konosuke Takeshita loses, but I don't think he will lose as a IWGP champion. We can get a draw as well. With a 30-minute time limit, we can get a draw, and then in Continental Classic final, we can get the winner, and maybe Takeshita there take the championship from Okada. So I think this story will continue for 2 to 3 months, and I think we're gonna love that dissension further as well. So that was the Dynamite post-show review. Please guys, like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Keep watching Elite Wrestling World.